So here we have the Retina Reflex camera. And this camera was made in the 1950s, the late 1950s. As far as I know, everything that I have tested works on this camera, including the light meter. I'll also show you some of the features that when I first started playing around with this camera made me wonder if it was broke. This camera is not broke. It's just, being an older camera, functions a little differently. Now I'm going to have to wind and shoot this camera a few times to get to the end of the film. I mean, at the end of the counter, there's no film in this camera. But you can hear it fires nicely. The shutter, leaf shutters are a very nice feature on this camera. So let's just move this into bulb so I can open her up for you. Very quiet shutter. Now, when I was first playing around with this camera, there was a couple problems that happened. Like, right now I'm looking through the viewfinder and it's all black. Well, how do I take a picture? I can't see anything. Well, that's a problem when I've discovered with this camera, if you wind too fast, or if you don't wind the advancer all the way, the mirror stays locked in the up position. So that can be a problem if you have film in this camera. So I suggest before you put film in this camera, get acquainted with it, get used to how it operates and how to avoid any problems that this might give you that would mess your film up. Once you figure those out though, this camera works very nicely and reliably. And I've had a lot of fun with the camera. On the eBay listing, you can see the test pictures from a test roll of film that I shot, including depth of field test, bokeh test. So here we're coming close to the end and the counter. Now one of the things that I didn't realize is the counter does not auto reset. Now that I'm at the end, oh no, I can't advance the film. Now, if you don't realize that you have to auto reset this, you might freak out and think that it's broken. It's not broken. Now, to advance past 1, you press down and then you move this and it puts you back. Let's do it again. It puts you back to 36. Now we're ready to advance and shoot all over again. Now, as for the viewfinder locking up, make strong but not quick, and make sure you go all the way to the end for your viewfinder to open up. Otherwise, it stays locked up, and that's obviously a problem. The focuser moves smoothly and has a very nice feel to it. Now, another thing that's pretty unique about this camera is how the shutter speed and aperture work. Seeing the shutter is built into the lens itself. This up top changes your shutter speed. Now, it doesn't want to move past what your aperture is. So to move your aperture around, you have to press down on this little tab and you can slide your aperture back and forth. If I don't push down on this tab, it doesn't move anywhere. So right now it's locked in. being an older camera, it functions a little differently than I was accustomed to. Once I got used to it, it's a really fun camera to use. There is dust on the inside of the lens, but it's not bad. And from all of the pictures that I've taken, it's never greatly affected the image quality. I've never blown my my images up big enough to be able to see if it affects the image, but just from normal looking at it, the image remains, you know, natural. To open up the film compartment, you have to flip this knob down, and underneath is a little button. Pressing this button releases the film back. So here the lens is wide open. See my fingers wiggling underneath of it? This lens, depth of field, and bokeh are really cool. I need the money, and that's the only reason why I'm getting rid of this camera. This camera, I'm very satisfied with this camera, and it's very fun to use. It doesn't require any batteries, so as long as you take good care of this camera will continue to function. One nice thing is the light meter is still working. I know a lot of these cameras, you get the light meter and light meter's dead. This one is still working, so this is a very nice unit. This camera also comes with a chrome bordered leather case. Leather case is in very nice condition. The chrome is beautiful. This is a very nice feature to this camera. It allows you to hang it around your neck with this strap. The leather's not super dry, it's not cracked. I'm not worried about the strap breaking. It's not brittle. This just attaches by screwing in, and you can still wind your camera. Very nice feature. This will cover to protect the lens. I will point out that this part is broken. There should be a little tab here that slides in here, and it's not there. I've used it like this and never had any problems with it. But from everyday use, putting it in a bag or just walking around with it around your neck, this keeps the lens safe. So this is a nice little camera. You will not be disappointed with it.